Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. On today's video, we are taking a look at the Yeezy QNTM in the Teal Blue colourway. Before we get into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to my returning viewers. Thank you as always for supporting me and the channel, and especially thank you to those who took time to support my last upload. It was a pretty difficult video to do, and I'm just really glad that I did because your support has been absolutely incredible. To any new viewers, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. We do release brand new content each and every week. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. Initially releasing on October 10th for a retail price of £220, today we're going to take a look at the Yeezy QNTM in the Teal Blue colourway, which actually happens to be the very first Yeezy QNTM that I've had in my collection. This is also the third Yeezy QNTM release on the lineup, so it started off with the OG Yeezy QNTM that released for All-Star Weekend, and this was then followed up by the Barium colourway that released earlier this year. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. And here we go guys, I now have the box in hand, and as you can see, we just get that usual standard Yeezy cardboard box, this time with the QNTM branding across the top and the Boost branding across the front. If we take a quick look now at the label, which reads Yeezy QNTM in the Teal Blue, Teal Blue, Teal Blue colourway. Now just like the Yeezy Carbon, this did originally have a biblical name to go along with the shoe, so I do believe that it was originally going to be called Orfani. Now, I do believe that had to be changed at the 11th hour, once again, like the Yeezy Carbon. For me, it doesn't really make much of a difference, but I would say that the QNTM Orfani definitely sounds better than the QNTM Teal Blue. But other than that, it really doesn't make much of a difference for me. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the shoe. So what's this called? The Orfani? Orfani? No, it's definitely the Orfani, isn't it? Yeah, we'll go with that. The Orfani. And here we go guys, I now have the shoe in hand, so getting straight into the shoe, starting from the toe box. Just like the 700 model, here we have a synthetic suede U on the toe box. Now, even though this is synthetic suede, I would say that it's of a very decent quality. For me, I really like the overall appearance from its colour tone. I also really like the overall feel. It's extremely soft underhand, and it kind of does have some of that two-tone element to it as well. To be completely honest, it's not as premium as normal suede as you can expect, but like I say, I do think it is of a very good quality in my opinion. And now moving on to the upper of the shoe itself, here we have a jacquard knit panel. To be completely honest, I'm really not sure what the difference is between jacquard knit and prime knit, so if you guys know, please go ahead and drop me a comment in the comment section below. Now within the actual jacquard print, we have a very evident wave-like pattern. At the very top, we have olive accents with teal blue, and then towards the midfoot area of the actual panel itself, we have this almost camo print, which has been overlaid with light grey and dark grey accents. This has then been overlaid once again with 3M materials, which I am a huge fan of. I always love whenever they do use 3M on a sneaker. In my opinion, it does add a lot of depth and character to the shoe, so in that respect, there's absolutely no complaints. In terms of its overall feel, it's really soft to be completely honest, and I'm really struggling to see what the difference is between this and prime knit. I think it's pretty consistent with other Yeezy models, so once again, no real complaints in regards to the upper on this shoe. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. Let's get back into it. Moving down the shoe now, here we have a semi-translucent smoke grey rubber midsole. Within the midsole itself, we have Adidas' Ultra Boost tech, which is always a massive win, to be completely honest. Ultra Boost is extremely comfortable on feet, so I love the fact that they have included it for this shoe. Taking a look underfoot, we have a yellow rubber outsole with a small cutout to feature the Boost branding. Now once again, with them using Adidas Ultra Boost tech, I'm really pleased with the overall comfort on this shoe. According to my research, there's a lot less boost in this model than the 350 model, but to be completely honest, I always like whenever they do use boost either way, so I do see this shoe being extremely comfortable on feet. And now switching over to the laces on the shoe, here we have a complete set of black rope laces. Surprisingly, unlike the last few Yeezy releases, this particular silhouette doesn't feature the new infinity lacing system. Now, if you've been around the channel for quite a while, I've been extremely vocal about why I don't like the new infinity laces, but on this particular silhouette, I really wouldn't have minded it. With this being a basketball sneaker, I feel that it would have been a lot easier to actually get the shoe on and off, and you really wouldn't need to worry about tying your laces in game, which is another massive win in my opinion. Also, I do think it would give the shoe a really nice, sleek and streamlined look, so personally, I think that the infinity laces would have worked on this shoe, but not on the 350 or the 700. So I think, to be completely honest, it just comes down to preference, but yeah, I actually think it would work really well, but I never really thought I'd ever hear myself saying it. Now, the laces do sit atop a black neoprene tongue, and when I first got this shoe out of the box, I thought it was really similar to the 700 model, where it would be a full one-piece construction, but when you actually reach the very top of the tongue itself, it's actually got small cutouts, so the ankle part and the actual tongue of the shoe aren't actually connected, which I was quite happy about. Although what I would say is that the tongue on this shoe is really flimsy, and I just don't like its overall feel. Whenever I do have a high top sneaker, I do like the tongue to be quite plush, just because of how it looks and feels on feet. But with this particular sneaker, what I would say is that it's really flimsy and really thin, and to be honest, I think it's going to really bother me when it's on feet. It is pretty consistent with what we see on the ankle collar as well, because there's literally no padding around the ankle collar whatsoever. Now this, as I mentioned earlier, is meant to be a basketball sneaker. So I have no idea who in the designing room team decided to make a basketball sneaker with zero ankle cushioning or support. Especially in a sport like basketball, where it's really necessary to have that extra cushioning if possible, as you can see on a lot of Jordan models. I just think it's really flawed and really bemusing as to why or who has made that decision. I think personally that they was more bothered about how the shoe looked to how it performed, and that's really a disappointment if you're asking me. And now taking a look at the insole on the shoe, we have a primarily black insole with the Yeezy and Adidas branding. And now moving over to the heel of the shoe, here we see the continuance of that black neoprene material. Towards the bottom we have a TPU heel counter, which has actually been sectioned off, so we have primarily black in the centre, and then on either side we have this light grey accent. Now, the heel counter on this particular model is the main reason as to why I've never actually picked up a Yeezy QNTM. In my opinion, I think it looks really cheap and tacky, and I think when you are actually wearing this really regularly, I'm not sure how it's going to hold up with just general wear and tear. I think if this plastic cracks effectively, it's going to really make this shoe really hard to wear. I mean, in terms of its actual use, it definitely gives some much needed structure to this shoe. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the tongue is really flimsy, there's no ankle protection or support, and this area of the shoe is realistically the only area of the shoe that actually feels like it's got a little bit of protection for your feet. So I definitely feel like it's fit for purpose, but aesthetically, I just really don't like how it looks. Now that just about wraps up the overview on the shoe itself, so now let's go ahead and get into my opinions on the shoe. And now switching over to the most important aspect of any sneaker, and that would be the sneaker's comfortability. In terms of comfortability, I did feel like it was pretty comfortable right out the box. It's not as comfortable as the 350 model, or even the 700, or even the 380 if I'm being completely honest, but it is definitely a comfortable shoe, so you wouldn't really need to worry about the comfort on this model. In terms of durability, as I mentioned, I do have some areas of issue with the shoe already. I've only had the shoe for a very small period of time, so realistically, I haven't had a full opportunity to test out its full durability as yet, so that perhaps might be something we should look at a future video. And in terms of sizing, I went true to size, and I have quite wide feet, and I was told it's quite a wide shoe. But even still, I still felt it ran a little bit big on me personally. So if you have more narrow feet, I would recommend going at least a half size down, if not a full size, depending on how narrow your feet are. I would also say that even though it's not a complete one-piece construction, I did find it a little bit narrow and a little bit difficult to get the shoe on for the very first time. I did actually have to unlace it before being able to get the shoe on, probably because I do have quite wide feet once again. And in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I do give the Yeezy QNTM in the Teal Blue colourway a very respectable 7 out of 10. There are lots of things I do really like about the shoe, including the colour scheme and the materials, but to be completely honest, the heel counter is a deal breaker for me, and this is definitely not a shoe that I'm looking to keep in the collection. I'd love to know what you guys think as well, so please go ahead and drop me a comment in the comment section below, and let's go ahead and take a look at the shoe in more detail. Now I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who stuck around to this point in the video. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, hitting that bell notification, and I hope to see you again in the next one. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. Check out our latest video here. And don't forget to check out our latest playlist right here. It couldn't be easier.